Good morning. Welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Tuesday, March the 25th, and we're here to look at the new releases that are published this week. And on Tuesdays, we look at crime fiction and thrillers. Hope you're having a good day. Elena, good morning, Elena. My day was not good. Yesterday. I had a bad day yesterday, and Tamar from the program started screaming at me. Oh no, like there's something wrong with her behavior. And I started cussing back at her. When I return to program on Wednesday, I will tell the staff on Tamar and they will go from there. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry you had a bad day. And just know that that was her bad day and not yours. I think you are, from what you said, you're aware of that, but just make sure, she's just using you to vent on. It's not you. Good morning, Mary. Happy Tuesday. Another spring day here in Virginia with the sun out and the birds singing. It's nice to hear that, isn't it? Now, had 7 deer this morning and goldfinches at the feeder. Life is good. Oh, that sounds beautiful. And Mary says, Elena, glad you're okay. Yes, indeed. Elena says, okay, good. Yeah. Sometimes people have bad days and they take it out on the people around them instead of dealing with it themselves. I also experienced things like that. Sounds like you did good. Well, let's take our mind off stuff like that and look at new releases. First up, Harlan Coben has a new one. Nobody's Fool. He does standalone thrillers now. He used to have a great series about a sports agent. Sammy Kierce, a young college grad backpacking in Spain with friends, wakes up one morning covered in blood. There's a knife in his hand. Beside him, the body of his girlfriend, Anna, dead. He doesn't know what happened. His screams drown out his thoughts, and then he runs. 22 years later, Kierce, now a private investigator, is a new father who's working off his debts by doing low-level surveillance jobs and teaching wannabe sleuths at a night school in New York City. One evening, he recognizes a familiar face at the back of the classroom. Anna. It's unmistakably her. As soon as Kierce makes eye contact with her, she bolts. For Kierce, there is no choice. He knows he must find this woman and solve the impossible mystery that has haunted his every waking moment since that terrible day. His investigation will bring him face to face with his past and prove, after all this time, he's nobody's fool. Wow. I am intrigued. Gothic Town. Now, I included this because it does feel like a gothic thriller. And maybe something to bookmark when you're in the mood for something Southern Gothic. It says, with echoes of Shirley Jackson's The Lottery and Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. Welcome to Gentle Juliana, where you can have it all if you pay the price. The email that lands in Billy Hope's inbox seems like a gift from the universe. For $100, she can purchase a spacious Victorian home in Juliana, Georgia, a small town eager to boost its economy in the wake of the pandemic. Oh, honey, that sounds like a scam. She can leave behind her cramped New York City rental and the painful memories of shuttering her once thriving restaurant and start over with her husband and her daughter. Plus, she'll get a business grant to open a new restaurant in a charming riverside community laden with opportunity. It seems like a dream come true, or a devil's bargain. Yeah. And it goes on. I Would Die for You by Sandy Jones. Whoop. Mary says, I like all the movies they have made from Harlan Coben's books. Netflix has about 5 or 6 of them, and they are usually pretty good. Good for him for being successful like that. Good morning, Kim. And Kim, hope you're doing well today. She says, Mary, as do we all. Let's see. California, 2011. Nicole Forbes lives a quiet life in the small seaside town of Coronado with her husband and daughter. She's not expecting a writer to knock on her door asking for her personal insight into the downfall of the biggest British band in the 1980s, unveiling the threads of a life she left behind years ago. The same day, her daughter goes missing, and the school claims her aunt picked her up, but she doesn't have an aunt. Convinced of a link between the two, Nicole is forced to revisit long abandoned memories from her past to protect everything she now holds dear. London, 1986. 16-year-old Cassie is obsessed with Secret October, the hottest band of the moment. Harboring an intense crush on the leading man, Ben Edwards, she will do anything she can to capture his attention among the throngs of groupies at the band's scandalous backstage parties. But when Ben discovers her older sister Nicole singing at a local bar one night, he can't help but feel drawn to her, setting in motion a collision course that could tear their family apart. Infused with the sounds of the 80s, this thrilling novel from the inimitable Sandy Jones explores the chaos that the frenzy of fandom can provoke. So stuffy. Oh no. Has a cold gotcha? Retreat by Kristen Ritter, who is an actress. You would probably recognize her if you saw her. Liz Dawson weaves through a crowd with the ease of a tropical breeze, moving seamlessly through elite circles, sparking instant connections and making every new acquaintance feel like an intimate friend. She's clever, smooth, and confident, qualities that make her a brilliant serial con artist. Isabel Beresford is strikingly beautiful, obscenely wealthy, and the new owner of Casa Esmeralda, a fabulous villa on the Mexican coast. Attributes that make her the perfect mark. When she offers Liz a job handling the installation of a piece of art in her otherwise vacant home, Liz can't resist the lure of a beach retreat. She longs for a reset, a chance to finally shed the grip of her addiction to the conning game. But when Liz, with her lush dark hair and intense green eyes, is mistaken for Isabel herself, Liz can't help effortlessly slipping into socialite's identity. The transition is so easeful it almost feels like fate. But just who is Isabel Beresford really, and why does she seem to have abandoned this stunning life of hers? As Liz insinuates herself deeper into the dazzling and deceptive world of the Punta Mita resort community, she draws closer to the dangers surrounding the real Isabel, dangers that may have already ensnared Liz too. This might not be the con of her life, but the con that ends it. End of row one. It's either cold or allergies. It is allergies kicking in season. Saltwater by Katie Hayes. In 1992, Sarah Lingate is found dead below the cliffs of Capri, leaving behind her 3-year-old daughter, Helen. Despite suspicions that the old money Lingates are involved, Sarah's death is ruled an accident. And every year, the family returns to prove it's true. But on the 30th anniversary of Sarah's death, the Lingates arrive at the villa to find a surprise waiting for them: the necklace Sarah was wearing the night she died. Haunted by the specter of that night, the legendary Lingate family unity is pushed to a breaking point, and Helen seizes the opportunity. Enlisting the help of Lorna Moreno, a family assistant, the two plot their escape from Helen's paranoid insular family. But when Lorna disappears and the investigation into Sarah's death is reopened, Helen has to confront the fact that everyone who was on Capri 30 years ago remains a suspect: her controlling father, Richard, her rarely lucid aunt, Naomi, her distant uncle, Marcus, and their circle of friends, visitors, and staff. Even Lorna, her closest ally, may not be who she seems. As long-hidden secrets about that night boil to surface, one thing becomes clear: not everyone will leave the island alive. Well, we definitely have the thrillers today. The Other People by C.B. Everett. A group of strangers gathered at a mysterious country house are in a race against time to stop a serial killer in this twisty, high-concept thriller that combines Agatha Christie with Shutter Island. You know when they say combines blah with blah? Just means they stole from them. Get your own ideas. 10 strangers, an old dark house, a killer picking them off one by one. I wonder what that's like. And a missing girl who's running out of time. And then there was one. 10 strangers wake up inside an old locked house. They have no recollection of how they got there. In order to escape, they have to solve the disappearance of a young woman, but a killer also stalks the halls of the house, and soon the body count starts to rise. Who are these strangers? Why are they chosen? Why would someone want to kill them? And who or what lurks in the cellar? Forget what you think you know, because while you can trust yourself, can you really trust the other people? Get your own plot. Good afternoon, Helen. How you doing? And Mary says hi to Helen. Oops, sorry. This is The Savage Noble Death of Babs Dion by Ron Curie. Babs Dion, proud Franco-American, doting grandmother, and vicious crime matriarch, rules her small town of Waterville, Maine with an iron fist. She controls the flow of drugs into Little Canada with the help of her loyal lieutenant's girlfriends since they were teenagers, and her eldest daughter, Lori, a Marine vet struggling with addiction. When the drug kingpin discovers that his numbers are down in the upper Northeast, he sends a malevolent force known only as the Man to investigate. At the same time, Bab's youngest daughter, Sis, has gone missing, which doesn't seem at all like a coincidence. In 24 hours, she will be found dead, and the whole town will seek shelter from Bab's wrath. Oh my. Let me put this on pause for a second. Keo wants inside. I'm going to still be on. I'm just not going to be in the picture while I get up and let him in, or else he's going to scratch the door down. Just a minute. Just a minute. Whoop. Usually he sleeps through all this, but he got up this morning. What's up with that? Good morning, sweet Keo. Mary says, good morning, baby. All right. Sorry about that. This Book Will Bury Me by Ashley Winstead. It's the most famous crime in modern history, but only she knows the true story. After the unexpected death of her father, college student Jane Sharp longs for a distraction from her grief. She becomes obsessed with true crime, befriending armchair detectives who teach her how to hunt killers from afar. In this morbid internet underground, Jane finds friendship, purpose, and even glory. So when news of the shocking deaths of 3 college students in Delphine, Idaho takes the world by storm and sleuths everywhere race to solve the crimes, Jane and her friends are determined to beat them. But the case turns out to be stranger than anyone expected. Details don't add up. The police are cagey, and there seems to be more media hype and internet theorizing than actual evidence. When Jane and her sleuths take a step closer, they find that every answer only begs more questions and begin to suspect their killer may be smarter and more prolific than any they faced before. Placing themselves in the center of the story starts to feel more and more like walking into a trap. Told 1 year after the astounding events that concluded the case and left the world reeling, when Jane has finally decided to break her silence about what really happened, she tells the true story of the Delphine massacres. And what she has to confess will shock even the most seasoned true crime fans. ... And I did not click on it. We'll give it its moment. End of row 2. We Are Villains by Kaysen Callender. What happened to Ariana Reynolds? Ari's death was ruled an accident, but for her best friend Milo, it's shrouded in mystery. Why was she in the woods on the night of the fire? Had she been alone? Figuring out what happened the night Ari died is the only reason Milo returns to Yates Academy, even knowing he'll be in constant danger. Liam is King of Yates, a role he keeps hold of through his family's old money and the threat of violence, so when he begins receiving ominous letters from another student accusing him of murdering Ari, the suspect list is long. Desperate to prove his innocence before the accusation ruins his reign, Liam enlists Milo's help to find the blackmailer. But the more Milo helps Liam, the more he becomes certain that Liam has something to hide. As Milo comes closer to the truth, he uncovers secrets that everyone wants to keep buried. ... Garbage Town by Ravi Gupta. A group of 90s teens unearth buried truths and embark on a fight for their lives. Have you noticed that this is all set like in the 80s and 90s? Raj Patel grew up in the shadows of Fresh Kills, the largest landfill the world has ever seen. At 16, he watched the Staten Island crime family extend its tentacles to all aspects of his town's lucrative trash business, but he's always kept his distance from their dirty trade. That is, until Raj and his friends unearth a dark secret at Fresh Kills. Now they must choose between self-preservation and the pull of justice. With the burden of caring for his family and the determination to protect those around him, Raj plunges headfirst into the dark secrets that lie just beneath the surface of the dump. The more Raj and his friends dig, the more they risk. Soon they're in way too deep, and the line between hero and fool starts to blur. Whatever happened to good old police procedurals, for goodness sakes? The Unlucky Ones by Hannah Morrissey. Part of Black Harbor. Oh, speaking of police procedurals, we get one. Okay, we get one. The Unlucky Ones by Hannah Morrissey, part of Black Harbor. This is fourth in that series. This is about a police transcriber turned novelist. Well, I guess she's not. Black Harbor is a tinderbox. Temperatures and violent crime have both risen to all-time highs. A new drug raises the city, and the scene to which Sergeant Nikolai Cole responds is anything but a rote homicide. In the back of a clubhouse lies a body wrapped in garbage bags and doused in bleach. It isn't just any body. Tommy Greenlee, the ex-husband of Cole's former lover Hazel, has been shot several times and left for dead. What's more, the killer left what appears to be a calling card. Elsewhere, Hazel is haunted by her memories of Black Harbor. Lured there after 8 years, she returns to find out who killed Tommy and why. Now back in Cole's orbit, their love affair can hardly pick up where it left off. They both used each other to their own ends before, which begs the question, would they do it again? With the atmosphere growing more volatile by the second, Hazel and Cole call a truce, and as they work together to solve this murder, they will not only unearth Black Harbor's deepest, darkest secrets, they'll each have to face their own. Ted Bell's Monarch, by Ryan Steck. So apparently this is somebody continuing the estate of Ted Bell. 13th in the Alexander Hawk series. I think I read the first one of these. Following Spy vs. Spy. Following a successful but costly mission to destroy an enemy outpost in Antarctica, Alex Hawk is looking forward to some quiet time at Tea Kettle Cottage, his home in Bermuda, along with his family. But he's not a man who can avoid trouble. Former Chief Inspector of Scotland Yard Ambrose Congreve calls him with stunning news. Just days away from a controversial vote threatening to tear the United Kingdom apart at the seams, King Charles has disappeared while vacationing at Balmoral Castle. The Prime Minister believes she can keep the news quiet for no more than 72 hours. After that, Britain will be plunged into chaos. With the fate of the kingdom hanging in the balance, it's up to Lord Hawk, to find and rescue the missing monarch before it's too late. He could have just wandered off. It is King Charles. All right. That is all we have for today in the land of thrillers and crime fiction. I did not dig deeper into like the Kindle Unlimited stuff. I thought this was a good slate. Didn't want to push it. All right, so tomorrow we will be looking at romance. Mary says, one is better than none, I guess. Yeah, you said it, sister. And I have a pair of bluebirds taking up residency in the bluebird box. Excited to have bluebird babies. Oh, neat. And Elena says, thank you so much. Oh, you're welcome, sweetie. I hope your day goes better than yesterday, for goodness sake. All right, so quick announcements. I do have sprints tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. They'll go for 2.5 hours. We do them every Tuesday and Thursday evenings and Saturday afternoons at 3 p.m. for 10 hours of reading, productivity, resting, self-care time, whatever you want to call it. And Elena says, thank you. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Hope you have a good Tuesday. And Elaine says, have a great day. Back at you, baby. And Mary, wow, that was quick this morning. Oh, thanks so much. Hope everyone has a great day. Hope to see you later. I hope so too. I think everybody's supposed to show up today. All right. Have a good day. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day. God bless.